He was with her for 2 decades, nearly half of her life. They had a child together, a home together, a life together. Then one morning, she's gone. No missing person report, no frantic 911 call, no urgency. That man is Matthew Paul, and the missing woman is his girlfriend, Stephanie Pavlons. On the day she disappears, surveillance captures Stephanie leaving their apartment with a black purse and a large pink water bottle. Not long after, another camera catches her getting into Matthew's truck. Later that same day, Matthew is seen on surveillance returning to the apartment alone, carrying Stephanie's water bottle. But Stephanie is nowhere to be seen. In fact, she is never seen again. Her family calls, again and again. The worry turns to panic. The panic turns to desperation, just hoping for something. But Matthew ignores them. So the question isn't complicated. It's horrifying. If he isn't searching for Stephanie, what does he already know? Weeks pass. Then 911 receives a call.
911, what's the address of the emergency?
It's the Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin on Gulf Road.
And tell me exactly what happened?
We found a dead body in the woods when we were putting up stakes for no trespassing signs.
The remains are Stephanie Pavlons, and when detectives finally bring Matthew in to talk, they make a calculated choice. They don't tell him her body's been found, because withholding that one truth turns the conversation into a psychological snare. A man who thinks the truth is still hidden speaks differently. He commits, he explains, he protects the version that benefits him. And once Matthew starts talking, the focus isn't on what he claims, it's on what he accidentally admits without realizing it.
We have some basic questions for you, okay?
Again,
we're not trying to trick you.
That's what I've heard before, and that's what you say, but how do I know?
Because all I'm asking you is to have a little faith that I'm not lying to you, okay? You've never met us, all right? I'm asking you just to go on a little bit of a limb that I'm not...
That's what I live on, faith, because that's a hell of a lot stronger word than hope, okay?
Yeah.
Okay?
Right.
I don't hope, I have faith, okay?
If at any
because
point...
I know I didn't do anything wrong, but whatever reason you have me here...
That's what we want to talk about, okay?
It doesn't matter what you found in my apartment. Everything that I have in my apartment is legal.
Sure.
Okay?
Right.
I wouldn't be that freaking stupid if I did have something illegal. I would not have something.
Matt, nobody thinks you're stupid, all right? And again, if we start disrespecting you, then...
No, but I'm just saying, I go by my gut, okay? And if I feel that, you know, I'm going to be played, that's it, attorney, you know.
I'm not trying to play you.
Yeah, we're just having a conversation, man. That's all this.
And again, we have some real basic questions, and you can answer whatever questions you choose to. If you don't want to answer a question, don't answer it.
But I'm not...
Innocent people focus on the question. People who feel threatened focus on the room. Before detectives even explain why he's here, Matthew starts negotiating the conditions. No tricks, no disrespect, and if he feels played, it's attorney, immediately. That's not a confession. It's control-seeking, an attempt to reduce fear by tightening the rules. Then he volunteers something no one asked yet. It doesn't matter what you found in my apartment. Everything is legal. That's anticipatory defense, protecting a flank that hasn't been attacked. It doesn't prove guilt, but it does reveal where his attention lives, not on finding Stephanie, but on managing what investigators might be holding. And the detectives respond the right way. No arguing, no ego, just calm, steady framing. Because when someone tries to control the room, they often reveal what they're most afraid will surface.
Are you curious at all about why we want to talk to you?
Well, of course I am.
And that's kind of why
That's why I asked what...
Right, because we haven't accused you of doing anything wrong,
was
right?
It something that happened yesterday? I mean, I went right over by the police. I mean, nobody...
We're not here about anything yesterday, okay? Okay? And neither of us has accused you of doing anything wrong. All we want to do is talk to you.
Not yet, but you have a job. Your job is to make a case.
Yeah,
Find the truth.
Yeah, fact
Oh my
finders.
God.
You know what I mean?
Please, I hope so.
That's all we're
Like I said,
I mean,
me and Brian are not about putting stuff on people that didn't do it. Okay, I promise you. All right. I know you never met us, but I'm shooting you straight. Okay?
Oh, I've seen both you guys before.
Yeah?
Believe it or not.
We have no
Very
desire.
observant.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good. That'll come in handy.
I've seen you make a few busts in the undercover capacity.
Let's talk about Stephanie. What is she to you?
Oh my God. Stephanie is the mother of my daughter. And you guys already know that.
Yeah. Did you guys have a current relationship?
We've always had some type of relationship with helping each other.
Yeah.
She helped me. She was spending a lot of time with her family and friends, and she helped me recently when I broke my ankle. She helped me out quite a bit, and I was quite thankful for that. I had a few other family members that helped. When I've been with her, this is well documented with her doctors. It's well documented with the attempts that she's made in numerous places. Back in April, she took a whole bottle of pills by her parents' house, and they just kind of blew it off like it was nothing. And I tried to get her to stop the medications, to get help.
What did she take when she was by her parents? Like, what was she taking?
She was taking, one of the doctors was prescribing her a lot of medications, antidepressants, pain medications, benzoins, and a lot of times I would go with her to pick up the medications, which the pharmacist has well documented that I would go there and pick them up, or we would go together. And a lot of times I would give the medications my daughter. Allegedly, my daughter, there's never been a DNA test to definitively prove that. Okay, I believe in my heart she's my daughter, but I have a brother that's deceased that we're very close to each other, and we all lived together at one time 20 years ago. So.
Watch how fast the conversation becomes a framework fight, because whoever defines the story controls the suspicion. The detectives ask basic, "What is she to you?" questions, and Matthew immediately builds a narrative that does two things at once. It casts Stephanie as unstable, and it casts himself as the responsible caretaker, armed with documentation, doctors, pharmacists, and a running history of crises. That's not proof of anything by itself, but it is a strategy. If he can get everyone in the room to see this as just another mental health episode, then missing stops sounding like an emergency and starts sounding routine, something to be expected, not something that points back to him. And notice the collateral moves, calling their daughter allegedly his, and constantly recentering the story on his knowledge, his effort, his concern. It's a shield made of details, because details can distract from the one detail investigators actually need. When was the last confirmed time you saw her?
Getting back to your What was it?
You said she takes antidepressants, so she's been diagnosed with depression.
Oh yeah, I actually, what's going on here?
Do you know where she is? Do you know when's the last time you saw her?
No.
You don't know where she is? Do you remember the last time you saw her?
No, weeks ago.
Weeks ago?
And I'm sick to my stomach.
Why is that?
Because I have a bad feeling.
Walk me through the last, when you said you saw her a few weeks ago, where were you guys?
I can't recall the exact time that I saw her. Do you want to go to that, or do you want to stick on the antidepressants? And the few times I had to go to the hospital with her because she was in such poor condition.
We'll come back to that one.
I also have documentation. I called the line. She attempted to arrest.
When was that?
She started this stuff 3 or 4 years ago, and I just didn't know where my place was in that. I wanted to do everything I could for her, but I didn't want her to get locked up in a mental home. And she kept telling me that she was getting better. She was going to get better. She was recently seeking treatment through the hospital. But I would say the last year, she was just, since the beginning of the year, she was just out of control.
With what? Like as far as what?
It's just threatening all the time, threatening all the time. Risk, taking pills, and it really. It really got to me. It was really a serious situation.
Well, it sounds like it. I mean, taking a bunch of pills like that and slashing the wrist. What was she being like? Well, why was she depressed? What was she feeling that way from?
She just wanted to be a mother. I mean,
do you guys talk to your daughter on a regular basis? Is it estranged? I don't know what the relationship's like.
Oh no, my daughter moved. She's on a state. She's happy with.
Have you talked to her recently in the last?
No, not recently. I talked to her a little bit when Stephanie was up north in July, going into August. That's where I had somebody else help me with my foot. In May, it was really bad. I couldn't even stand in the shower. I needed a caretaker, and she came over once in a while and helped me to put it back.
Stephanie did, or the caretaker?
Stephanie did, and I had somebody else help me. But
where's she living?
Mostly at her parents, except when she would come over and help me.
Okay.
She went up north up at the Dells. And she texted me many texts saying that, she was sorry what happened to my leg, that, she wished that she would have called me that day. That's a whole different story in itself what happened. But if we would have been together, it never would have happened. But that's a whole different story. And she texted me saying that I feel so helpless. Nobody in my family gives a about me. I can pull it right off my phone.
Sure.
I can show you right off my phone. Or I'm sure, right? You guys, maybe you got my phone tapped. Maybe you already know. I don't know. Okay, but I have the text, and she begged me to pick her up. She said, "Please pick me up. And something happened up north where she just snapped. She freaking snapped, and they said that she went out in the woods and they had to find her out in the woods.
Where?
Up north, in the Downs.
Who, is there somebody who lives up north? Like, what was she doing up north?
Well, her parents have a place up there, timeshare, just like my family does.
So who from her family was telling you about her wandering off into the woods?
Well, she told me, and the little time that I talked to Layla was like really concerned, and they just totally alienated her up there, and her depression. And I told her, I said, please do not take the medication that one of the doctors is prescribing you. One of the doctors was just way prescribing her too much medication, and one of them was Zoloft. And I have medical people in my family, and that's one of the black box that can actually cause homicidal situations for people, and that's documented. That's not coming from me. You can look up the research. I'm not trying to be Joe Know-It-All here. I mean, that's pretty much everybody knows that some of those serious antidepressants are not good.
Agreed. Yeah.
So something snapped in her, and she said, "Please come and pick me up." And I picked her up from home, and she came, helped me for a little bit. She helped me. She went with me to look at a bed in case I was going to purchase it, because I wasn't going to be able to put it, because at that time I'm still supposed to be on crutches right now. I mean, you can get I have a 3-prong fracture in my foot. I mean, my foot was swollen up like this. I couldn't move that good.
Yeah.
Just this last 2 weeks going through therapy, it finally broke through, and the swelling went down, and I'm actually able to get my feet in the shoes now. Otherwise, I was on crutches and in a walking boot. So, we went to the bed thing, and she wasn't right. I told her, I said, I'm looking at you, and something's not right. And she was always really sneaky with stuff, I try to help her with that stuff, but she was always trying to escape whatever demons were in her head. When I first met Stephanie, she was absolutely fine up here.
When was the last time you remember seeing Stephanie?
There were a couple times where she just snapped and just left. She would come and go. Sometimes she would come over, and I would just say, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And she would say, I gotta go. And her mother always picked her up.
Because you said if you think it's been a couple of weeks since you last saw her, if you go back, think about the last time you saw her. Where was that?
It's been over a couple of weeks. I don't remember exactly.
This is the pivot point where detectives stop letting him paint the backdrop and force him into the foreground. Do you know where she is a yes or no question. When's the last time you saw her is a calendar question. And Matthew's answers are strikingly thin. No, weeks ago. Not last Tuesday, not at her parents', not we argued and she left. Just distance. Then he adds something emotionally persuasive. I'm sick to my stomach. I have a bad feeling. That line does 2 jobs. It makes him sound human, and it quietly positions him as another worried person in the room, rather than the one person who should have the clearest last known contact. And when they try to walk him back into specifics, he immediately tries to steer the car back to the safest road. Antidepressants, hospitals, history, anything except a verifiable last seen timeline. Even the "do you want to go to that or stick on the antidepressants" line is revealing. He's attempting to choose the topic, because the topic he's choosing is the one where he feels protected. The detectives handle it the one way that actually works. They don't argue with his narrative. They keep steering him back to hard anchors. Where, when, last contact, who else saw her? Because in a missing person case, honest people may stumble emotionally, but they usually don't stumble on the timeline.
Why, where is she?
That's what we're trying to find out. We don't know. She's missing. So we're trying to figure out who saw her last, where she was.
I heard something on the social media that there was an abduction in Delafield.
An abduction?
Some type of an abduction.
When was that?
Or just a couple of days ago. They were looking into some type of abduction. I'm actually, first of all, I don't talk, since this happened, since there was a rift between my side of the family and her side of the family about what happened with Layla. And I don't talk to her mom and dad.
Okay.
We just don't talk. We don't call. We don't. The only person I talk to is Layla, and Layla's a teenager now, and she knows it all, and she does what she wants, and she flip flops from side to side, and so I just let her do her thing because I know I went through the same thing. I was just like her when I was young. I didn't listen, and I try to do my best with her. And telling her to be careful, and don't think you know it all in life because you've got a lot to learn. And I actually haven't spoke to her for since they were up north, just a little bit on the video when the whole family up there was fighting. And
That's when you talked to Layla last?
yeah, not much. She was on video and just making goofy eyes and stuff.
Yeah.
I get what you said, that Stephanie she goes on these, you said these, like, almost like little episodes where she leaves and comes back.
She totally disappears. And now I'm really worried. I actually wanted to call the parents, and I was also thinking about coming in and making some type of report, but with all the things that have happened to me in the past, I start thinking, right away,
This isn't
right away they're gonna.
right. Oh, Matt, this isn't so much about you. It's about Stephanie. We're trying to figure out where she is, who last saw her. That's what we're trying to figure out. So if you can think back, as you said, I understand you said you've had a lot of history with her, but recall the last time you saw her, where it was. Did she say anything? Where was she going?
Where were you going? Like that kind of stuff.
No, it was close to when we were out looking at beds.
When was that about?
Somewhere in the middle of, somewhere around the middle of last month.
You said there's some kind of conversation in your phone that would, I think you said something about going to look for beds, which we could look at, what that would be.
No, that's not in the phone. No, the pictures of the text that I took with some of the things that she was saying to me.
Now that she's missing is said out loud, Matthew introduces something that feels helpful but isn't, a social media rumor about an abduction in Delafield. It's an instant outside villain, an explanation that removes him from the center of the story. Psychologically, it does two things. First, it creates distance. If the narrative becomes someone took her, then his own timeline stops being the main event. Second, it plants a marker he can point back to later. I told you it was an abduction. That's reputation management, building receipts in real time. But notice what's missing. Source, date, specifics, anything a detective can actually run. Then he floods the room with relationship debris, family rifts, Layla flip-flopping, old conflicts. It sounds like context, but it functions like camouflage. The more he buries the situation under complexity, the harder it is for investigators to grab one verifiable fact and test it. And notice the pattern. He keeps trying to make the situation about how this affects him, why he didn't call, why he hesitated, why he fears being blamed. The detective cuts straight through it. This isn't about you. It's about Stephanie. That line isn't empathy. It's containment. It shuts down self-centered framing and forces him back to facts. In this section, the detectives aren't chasing emotion. They're chasing commitment. Because once a person commits to a timeline, every camera, ping, receipt, and record either supports it or breaks it.
Where did you guys look at beds at?
A few places. We went to Steinhoffel's. We went to...
Remember if this was like a weekend, a weekday?
Milwaukee.
Okay. Do you remember if is this the morning, the afternoon, the evening?
See, here's the thing when when I really got worried and didn't understand what was going on is she put her purse in the back of my truck, in the back seat. And I took it out, but I didn't notice that the purse was there until I went to the car wash and clean. Because if you search the vehicle, I hope you didn't rip open the doors. You guys had my keys. You just had to open up the keys with the doors with the keys.
Right, nothing's damaged.
Okay. I didn't notice the purse because I had from me not being able to move around, I just threw a bunch in the back of my seat. Bags and clothes and stuff. I have a bag back there from when I go swimming. I have a gym bag because we go to the Y, we go to Planet Fitness.
What kind of purse was it that she dumped?
Dumped?
Did she say she dumped it in the back seat or tossed it in the back seat or whatever?
I didn't notice that the purse was in the back seat until I went to the car wash about a week ago.
Yeah.
And I took out my car mats and I started cleaning everything, and lo and behold, I see her purse, and then that's when I was like thinking, well, this is strange. But she's done that before.
Yeah.
She's left with her purse behind.
Yeah.
She also left, so I'm thinking, well, okay, well, the purse is there. She's got her phone. She should be okay.
Yeah.
So, then I notice when I get home, whenever, after I found the purse, that she left her phone and the iPad at my apartment.
Okay. What was the purse?
The iPad was something that, we had our phones on for many years on and off through one contract, so that was not unusual for us to swap iPads or swap phones.
Okay.
I mean, you can look into it. It's on T-Mobile up there. I can sit here and
No.
The phone is still on. In fact, I went on the phone and I was looking for any type of messages. I couldn't call her because the phone was at my place.
What kind of purse is it though? Is what I'm asking. That she left in the back of your truck.
Black purse.
Black purse.
Yeah.
Was there any marks on it, or did it have anything distinguishable? I mean, I'm not a purse. You know what I mean? Like I know women have.
Well, if you guys went into my apartment, did you find a purse?
Where was it in there? I didn't spend a whole lot of time there. We had other stuff we were working on, so.
Well, what were you working on?
What's
that? Were you looking for her?
No. We weren't working on there. I said we were there for a little while, then we had to go.
Well, what were you looking for then?
For where?
In my apartment.
We're getting there. I'm trying to find out, where was Stephanie last seen? Who was she last with?
You guys said you went bed or mattress shopping, right? Do you know, okay, so walk me through that day, Matt. Okay, so you guys went looking around at different mattresses or bed frames or what? Mattresses?
Yeah.
You said you went to a couple different places like Steinhoff.
Yeah, we went to a couple of different places.
Did you guys buy it? Order a mattress? Did you buy a mattress?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys come back to your apartment? Do you remember?
Yeah. After that, we did.
Did she spend the night?
Yep.
Okay.
I believe she spent the night, and then we went to. The next day, we went somewhere, and I believe that's the day she took off. And I thought, well, that's nothing new because she'd done this. She called her mom.
When she took off, so you wake up, right? She spent the night. Are you guys at the apartment? Are you staying at the apartment? Do you leave together? Does she leave? Do you leave? Like, that's what we're trying to figure out. Can you walk me through that morning? So you wake up, you said you thought you may have went somewhere. Do you remember where you guys went, or where you went, or where she went?
Yeah, we went to, I was going to Orthopedic Associates.
Did she stay at the apartment?
She went with me to Orthopedic. She went with me a couple times there.
Okay, so that day.
In fact, I was there Friday the 9th. I had a doctor's appointment Friday the 9th. When
9th of September?
When there was a huge crime scene there.
But you weren't there when you last saw her. You said you weren't there.
I was there Friday when I saw a huge crime scene there.
Okay.
What happened there?
Well, real quick, Matt. You said you went with her to an appointment at Orthopedics.
You guys know something you're not telling me.
No, we're trying to figure out where she is or who last saw her. So I guess you just told me you said you guys went to Orthopedics together.
Yeah. Oh, I've been going to Orthopedics since.
Right. This is the day after
May.
Right. This is the day after though. You guys went mattress shopping.
Yeah. I can't recall the exact dates, but she went there with me a few times.
Okay. This would be the last time that you would have seen her though in the last few weeks. You said this one would be kind of I would if you're thinking back, you haven't seen her since this day, and you said you guys went out there.
I believe so.
Does she drive? Do you drive?
I drove, but sometimes in the beginning she drove because I wasn't supposed to drive because of my foot.
Do you remember if you went straight to Orthopedics? Do you remember what time you went there, what your appointment was, anything like that?
Well, yeah, I had physical.
You know what time that would have been?
My times were all different.
Morning, afternoon?
Yeah, a lot of times they were in the morning.
Okay. She went with you there?
Yeah, she went with me a few times.
Did you go to your appointment that day, do you remember?
Yeah.
Did she come in with you?
I never missed any of my appointments. No. One time I came out of my appointment and I left the keys in the truck for her.
Is this the same time we're talking about, the day after you went mattress shopping?
No, this is before.
No, so
I can't, but this is kind of peculiar though.
Okay.
I came out and I walked out and the truck was running. I left the keys in there. If I'm not in the truck, I won't let her drive because I have to watch her because of the seizures and meds she's on. I'm obviously not going to let her drive. That's common sense.
Yep.
But because I wasn't supposed to drive, it's happened before where she's kind of went off the road and I grabbed the wheel. So I go out there and I'm like, what in the hell are you doing? She's like, oh my God, I had to put the air conditioner on. She goes, I lost my bladder. I'm like, what? Why? What are you doing? So immediately I thought that she was taking too many of her pills.
Okay. This day after you said you had a morning appointment and you guys went out there together. You said when you got out there, you went into your appointment. So this is the last time you would have seen her, it sounds like. Okay. Did she come in the building with you? Do you remember?
No.
She stayed in the truck?
Yeah, she
Okay.
stayed in the truck.
You finished your appointments?
Yeah.
Come out to your truck? And then what?
She's gone.
She's not in the truck anymore?
She's gone, yeah.
Did she have the keys or no? Do you remember?
Oh, no, I had the keys. I had the keys.
Did she give you any indication she was going to go anywhere or like where she would be going?
No. She just... I was just perplexed with a lot of things, that how she was acting. I just don't like this. It seems like you guys are trying to get me, for some reason, to be with her.
No, Matt.
What happened?
Matt.
Where is she?
That's what we're trying to figure out, Matt. We don't know. Okay, she's been missing, right? You said you haven't seen her for weeks. So we're trying to talk to everybody.
Please tell me. This is not normal for her not to get a hold of me. This is not normal for me not to hear something from her.
Right.
The detectives turn Matthew's narrative into a calendar. Weekend or weekday? Morning or night? What store? Did you order a mattress? Did she spend the night? They're not being picky. They're shrinking his escape routes. The more concrete the questions get, the less room there is to hide inside generalities like weeks ago. Now the real psychological tell, as soon as the conversation approaches the orthopedics appointment, Matthew's suspicion spikes. You guys know something you're not telling me. That's a man feeling the air change. Innocent or guilty, he recognizes that this location is becoming a fixed point, and fixed points don't negotiate. Notice the pattern. Every time the conversation gets close to, where exactly was she last with you, Matthew drifts into control and suspicion. He worries about whether police ripped open his door. He quizzes them. What were you working on in there? That's not the mindset of someone focused on finding her. That's a man tracking what law enforcement might have seen. It's protective posture. Less, help me find her, and more, tell me what you know. Then comes the moment detectives are hunting for, commitment. Matthew finally gives them a usable scene. Orthopedic associates. She stays in the truck. He goes inside, comes back out, and she's gone. That story sounds clean on the surface, but it creates immediate friction. He says he had the keys, says she didn't come in, says she gave no indication, yet he also describes her leaving behind the very things people typically don't abandon when they disappear: phone, purse, iPad, and as soon as the detective starts tightening the loop, time of appointment, did she come in? What happened next? Matthew becomes perplexed, then pivots back to the fear. It seems like you guys are trying to get me for some reason. That's the underlying theme again. Not how can we find Stephanie, but why are you looking at me? And the ending is the loudest contradiction of all. Matthew says, this is not normal for her not to get a hold of me. If that's true, if this is genuinely out of pattern, then the normal response is escalation, calling family, calling hospitals, calling police, reporting her missing. Instead, what we keep seeing is delay, distancing, and narrative building after the fact. He wants credit for concern without taking the one step that would prove it.
When you got back out to your truck, Matt, and she wasn't there, did you go in the building? Did you check the
What,
bathroom?
man? What's going on, man?
That's what we're trying to find out, Matt. Okay? Like you said, when you came out here,
What happened?
that's what we're trying to figure out, Matt.
That's what we're looking into.
You said when you came out to your truck, she wasn't there. Okay. What happened next?
At that particular time, I thought it was another time that she went and called her mom to pick her up.
Okay. Have you tried giving her a call?
No, I couldn't, because she left the phone at the house.
She left her phone at the house?
Yeah, she left the phone at the house.
But you didn't realize.
So, like I've done before, I drove up and down looking for her, and I can't, with my leg, I can't,
No, I got you. Did she have any bags with her, any property that she took with her?
no. No. I don't know what you were just gonna say, but no, I knew that she didn't have her phone that time before I went in because I said I'll text you or something. She's like, oh no, I forgot my phone. And I thought that was really strange. But that wasn't unusual either. I mean, she's left her phone behind. Sometimes she brings her iPad. I really didn't notice. I just went in, I came out, and she was gone.
When you said you drove up and down, you looked for her. Did you?
Yeah, I was thinking that maybe she took a walk up the street.
Did you?
Maybe she called her mom. Maybe she was just venting because she's had a habit of this in the past to run out to the woods, call her mom, do stuff like that.
Okay. What did you?
I mean, when I was over on West Ave, she got really extremely upset over a phone call at Layla, and I got a picture of my phone. She ran out to the bushes, hid in the bushes, and started her wrist. And then she said she was going to jump in front of a train, and I said she didn't have her phone that time either, but she went up, she covered her wrist, she went up to a store, and she called me from the store, and she said, I'm settled down now, and I'm just like, well, what's wrong? Talk to me. And she's like, well, I'll come back and talk to you.
Okay. This last time that you saw her when she wasn't in the truck, you said you drove up and down looking for her. Did you ever go back to check the apartment if maybe she got a ride from someone? Did you get hold of her mom? Did you ask her mom if she'd seen her?
No, because me and the mom didn't talk. I mean, if she went with her mom, why wouldn't her mom? Her mom could have called me too.
Do you remember when you got back?
Ask her mom that. Ask her mom why she doesn't call me. Her mom doesn't. No, I'm just saying.
Do you remember when you got back to the apartment? Was she there?
You guys were over there yesterday talking to the parents.
I haven't talked to anybody's parents yesterday. When you met,
somebody was.
Matt, you said when you got back.
Really?
Did you go?
Well, if she's missing, that's the first place that you go to is the parents.
You said
never at her house yesterday.
Yeah.
Not you, but somebody was.
Did you go back here looking for her?
Did I go back to the apartment?
Yeah, after you were looking for her.
Yeah.
Do you remember if she was there at all?
Oh, no.
Is there anything there that gave you an indication that she had been there while you were in your appointment or anything like that?
No, not at this place, but at the last place, she got really bad and duplicated my key. Oh, no, she didn't duplicate the key. What did she do? She did something where she was able to get in the door. But it was the drugs that was making her whacked out. So she did some really whacked out stuff sometimes.
Okay. All right. Has she contacted you since then?
No. I'm not a social media person, but since the iPad was at the house, I did look on social media. I did look to see if she was active. Maybe she used her mom's phone or whatever, and I noticed that her family was unusually active the last couple of days, and I started thinking, oh no, something's not right here, because this is. There have times that we haven't talked. We just done our own things.
I got you.
But not. This is
a little different.
Long. Yeah, I've been really having a sick feeling. Something bad.
How long after that you saw her, Matt? How long after that appointment, when you went back to the apartment? You said you went to the car wash or something. That was like recently, though. That was a few days ago or a week ago.
Wait a second. I need to. You guys are. being cooperative.
Yeah, I'm not trying to
being
confuse you.
Really being honest.
Yeah.
I just feel like I'm being boxed in the corner for some reason.
No, like I said, we're trying to figure out who last saw her, where she was going.
Okay, if that's all this was, why wouldn't you call me in here why wouldn't you call me up on the phone if you have my phone number?
I don't make those decisions.
Because I'm pretty sure the parents have my phone number through Layla, but I don't even think I have their updated numbers because I don't talk to the parents.
Right. You said when you met,
Not much. I mean, there were times that I went over there and we said hi and goodbye to each other, but nothing. We don't talk on social media. We don't talk.
I'm trying to get as much pertinent information regarding Stephanie as I can. Okay. And you told me, you said you made a comment a little bit earlier about that, something about her purse in the back of the truck. Something about a car wash. I don't recall. What was that? Is it the same day, or is this more recent?
No. I didn't know. The phone, the iPad and the phone wasn't that strange, but and she's walked away before without her phone and used other people's phones. So, but with the new phone, when I did see it, I thought that was kind of odd. And then when I did do the car wash, I thought it was really odd that the purse was in the back seat of my truck, and she had the wallet was in there. I looked. I mean, the wallet was in there. Her smoking stuff was in there.
Okay. And it would have to have been in there from the last time you saw her for the appointment, right?
Yeah, I would believe so. Yeah, I would believe so.
I mean, did you see it? Did you see it in the truck the day she left?
Oh, no. It was. I wasn't able to wash my truck for at least 2 weeks after. It was just recently.
Do you remember anything the last time you saw her, the day she left? Did she leave anything in the car that you thought was odd? That you noticed?
Yeah. I didn't notice it right away. I noticed it when I cleaned the car out and I pulled the car mats out, which
when you found the purse.
Which you guys already know. What was in there? Well, come on, man. Stop playing stupid with
We haven't gone through your car, man.
No, I did not.
You just said you had a warrant for the car.
Doesn't mean we did anything with it yet.
I did not. Neither one of us had. We're here talking to you. Okay. I'm trying to.
Where is the truck?
We have a truck.
Where?
Not far.
There's nothing you're gonna find in it than what I've already told you.
Well, that's good.
What do you think? You think a body in there or something?
Why would you go to that?
No, man.
Well, why would you take the truck? Usually that's what you take a truck for, is you look for evidence of some type of...
We're trying to be thorough, man. That's all we're trying to do, okay? Just like we would be for anybody that's missing, okay? Why would she throw her... You know why she would throw her purse in the back of the truck?
You guys aren't being honest. Oh.
Do you know why? Has she ever thrown her purse in the way back in the truck before? Like, and a week goes by or 2 weeks goes by, and then all of a sudden you find it when you were cleaning it out?
You're not going to tell me that this thing going down the road, if something happened to her, that it was my fault, because that's...
Matt, all I'm asking you is questions about the last time you saw her. That's it. I haven't accused you of anything, and neither is my partner.
Sometimes the mouth blurts the fear before the mind can edit it. The moment he learns police have his truck, Matthew's brain races ahead of the conversation. He doesn't just deny, he jumps straight to a graphic extreme. You think I a body in there? Detectives never suggested that. He introduced it. That's psychological leakage. Not a confession, but a clue to what he's mentally rehearsing and what he believes the truck represents. Potential evidence. It also doubles as a defense tactic. If they deny it, he can claim they're minimizing their real suspicion. If they engage it, he gets to frame himself as the target of a witch hunt. Notice how the detectives handle it. They don't debate the drama. They pull him back to plain facts: purse, phone, last time seen. Verification questions create cognitive load for deception because they demand consistent detail without the emotional theater. This is the line between a conversation and a confrontation, and he's the one who dragged them across it.
Did you see?
Did I see what?
What was in the car?
I did not look in your truck.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're going to say somebody else found it or whatever.
I didn't look
The day that I found the purse,
Yeah.
when I cleaned the truck out, there was a note underneath. There was a note underneath the car mat.
What did it say?
It wasn't anything that I haven't already heard before through email, through texting about threatening her life. But in the note, she didn't threaten her life. She said that, I'm tired of everybody. I hate everybody. I hate you. I hate my parents. Everybody, that type of language.
That note's in your truck now?
Yeah.
What did that note make you think?
I just left it there because I have nothing to hide.
I'm asking you what that...
I mean, come on, guys.
All I'm asking you, man, what that
You
note...
guys aren't stupid. If you're trying to accuse me of something,
Matt, no one's accusing you of
I
anything.
wouldn't have any of this stuff. But
Matt, no one...
I didn't know what to think about it, so I left it there.
I'm asking you what you thought the note...
Even my dad has been in his truck since there, and he read it. He said it just sounds like a cry, a plea for help.
Do you think she left that note that last time you saw her?
Possibly. I can't say for sure. Well, yeah, I have to go pee. It's probably a good educated guess because I didn't find it. I found it the same day I found the purse, pretty close to the last time I saw her. But then again, there's no date on it, and I have emails on my phone and emails of, other times that she's threatened, threatened. And, numerous times I would call her up and say, look, I know you're getting your medications. I want to go with you or I'm going to go get them. And if you don't allow me to, I'm going to call the police and I'm going to call the police. I'm not going to let you take the whole vial of pills.
Notice what happens the moment a physical artifact enters the room. Matthew stops answering questions and starts curating meaning. He introduces a note underneath the car mat that paints Stephanie as angry, hopeless, and done with everyone. On paper, it reads like a ready-made explanation for why she might take off, and the way he tells it matters. It's not, here's what the note said, and here's what I did. It's, you've heard this before. Emails, texts, threatening. He's building a pattern, not to help them find her, but to normalize disappearance as expected behavior. Then the detective asks the simplest, most revealing question in the whole exchange. What did that note make you think? And Matthew can't land it. He stalls, overlaps, interrupts, reaches for a bathroom break, anything to avoid giving a clean sentence about his internal reaction. Because internal reaction is where motive lives. If he says, I thought she was going to harm herself, then the next question writes itself. So what did you do right then? Who did you call? Where did you go? If he says, I thought she was manipulating me, it undercuts the plea for help angle. Either answer pins him to a real-world response, so he delays, because commitment creates consequences. Watch the credibility scaffolding he throws up instead. He brings in his father as a witness. Even my dad read it. He said it sounds like a cry for help. That's not information. It's insulation. A third-party voice makes his interpretation sound objective, like the conclusion isn't coming from the one person under scrutiny. And listen to the line that's designed to sound fearless. I left it there because I have nothing to hide. That's performative innocence. People who truly feel safe don't need to announce they're safe. They just answer. But Matthew keeps narrating his innocence as a concept while dodging the one thing detectives are asking for: a straight, accountable explanation.
Mental illness is a serious thing, and I did not know this until just recently, but she just had a scan of her brain, and they said that it was like of a football player getting hit in the head. Why do those football players that make millions of dollars a year get depressed? It's because it's a freaking mental illness. Okay, we don't fully understand our own brains. Why do they do the things they do? Because it's a mental illness. I tried the best I could with her, but these last couple of years, she was just going off the deep end. And like my dad said, she should have been institutionalized. But nobody would listen. Doctors wouldn't listen. They just kept prescribing more and more drugs, more and more drugs.
Was she against the idea of like seeing a doctor, like a psychologist or something?
I got her into seeing a therapist once a week.
Okay.
She was seeing a therapist through her medical thing, where they would be in a group and they would talk, and I asked her if she was doing better, to help her, and she said yes, but she was always really sneaky with medication. She was always wanting to feel something different to help with that, whatever demon she had in her head, and I saw that she was on Zoloft in the past, and I said, oh my God, I said, please don't do that again.
You said she was staying with you, helping you out. I don't mean to offend you. Are you guys a couple, or is this monogamous? Or is she seeing anybody else that you know of that we can talk to?
I saw. I really have to go pee. All I saw on Messenger is that she was talking to a couple guys, but that's what she wants to do.
You guys aren't.
Oh no, we were never like to the point, whatever you want to call it, where you're obsessed with each other or whatever. That we kind of had just an open relationship where
you guys didn't have any titles or anything, boyfriend, girlfriend, or
no. We always had a deep feeling for love for each other, but we also understood that too. Everything that we went through and how many years we've been together, just like a normal couple that has been together for 15 years. I didn't understand that when I was younger, but you just fall out of love.
Yeah.
But you can still love that person and care for them. But it's not the type of love where it's sexual or what I want to use the word possessive or anything like that. We just cared for each other.
All right. Is there any name of a boyfriend or anything that you can think of?
I just saw her texting. I'm not sure who it was on social media.
Okay.
I don't know if she's seen these guys or not. I mean, all I read is that she was in Delafield and she was at the bar drinking, and I thought to myself, oh, Jesus, man, you're not supposed to be drinking on those medications.
Where did you see that? Just so I can go. Where did you see the thing about her at the Delafield bar drinking?
Was that like a Facebook post she had, or like a text message? Or?
Yeah, it was if you bring me my phone here, I can show you.
Okay.
I don't know if that one I don't know if I can get into. I her phone, well, it's actually not her phone. Our phones they were all put on one contract, so we were kind of sharing the phones and iPads. We just did that years ago. And I actually bought the phones, so they're actually my phones, but since I bought them, she just made the monthly payment out of her bank statement.
You had an appointment. Do you remember what day that appointment was you saw her?
You guys, what's the deal? Am I walking out of here tonight, or am I going to tell you that I'm going to get an attorney?
I don't know. Are you asking for an attorney, man? Again, we're trying to figure out what we can find out about Stephanie. That's our focus.
Are you charging me with something?
Am I charging you with nothing? No.
Are you charging me with something?
No.
We haven't accused you of anything.
You guys are allowed by law to lie, okay?
I'm not. We're not charging you with anything. We're here asking you questions about Stephanie, and that's it.
I know I didn't do anything. There's nothing.
We're not accusing you of it.
There's nothing illegal in my truck. There's nothing illegal in my apartment.
Have we accused you of anything?
There's no illegal drugs in there. There's no weapons in there.
Yeah, we're not
I know I got a history. That's why you guys came the way you did, because I got a history of being heavily armed, which is another. See, I know. Okay, I know.
You were never charged with any kind of weapons violation.
No, that's another. Like I told you, another freaking nonsense thing.
Yep.
Somebody made up some story that I got guns or something or whatever. That's how it started.
I understand you have an open, ongoing investigation. You have a lengthy history with Stephanie. That's why.
Which is understandable.
Yeah.
And it sounds like, as far as we know, you may have been the last person that saw her or talked to her. That's what we're trying to figure out. If you can help us point to where she
That's
was.
possible, but when she gets out and she takes off, right?
Yeah.
That's out of my control. I can't be blamed for anything like that. And she, like I said, she has a history of that. She has a history of going up to strangers to use their phone. She has a history. Actually, when I first met her, I got out of prison. I met her right here in Waukesha, and I have empathy. I felt sorry for her. She was. I met her at the bowling alley, and she was with some shady character, and I got her away from that, and I changed her life around for the better. I got her to stop drinking. I got her license back. I had her go through treatment. I got her a job, and she was really, really a good young woman until the mental stuff started with the seizures and losing her kid.
Yeah.
When you tried to reach out to her, recently, like, I don't know, was she responsive to it? Like, when you sat down with her and said, Stephanie, you need help or you need this, did she take you seriously?
I did everything I could, almost like the same techniques you guys use. I said, I'm gonna call the police. I'm gonna get the police. And this is when she was even by her parents' house. I said, your parents aren't going to be happy because you're not going to be able to hide in your room eating those pills, dying. I mean, even in front of Layla, when I went over there, she was walking around just like in a zombie state, and she was telling me and Layla that she was choking and coughing. Well, to what I know about opioids, that's near death. And then there were times where, because of her back, one of the doctors put her on fentanyl. And when I was around her, she would pass out. She'd be wheezing, and I got her off that. I'm like, my God, they're overdoing that, overdoing that with you. And I got her off that, and I said, don't you want to live? I mean, why? There's so much to do in life. Life is so joyful. This is our time to. Everybody thinks that, it's going to be better wherever we go after this. How do we know that? You should enjoy every time. Nobody knows what's on the other side. It might be a lot different than what people expect.
As the conversation shifts, detectives quietly test motive and opportunity. Was she seeing anybody else? Are you exclusive? Who can we talk to? Matthew's answer is psychologically convenient. An open relationship. No titles, not possessive. That framing does two things. It lowers the expectation that he would panic, search, or report her missing quickly, and it gives him room to say, she was talking to guys, she was at a bar in Delafield, without having to produce names, timestamps, or proof. And then, right on cue, when they bring it back to the appointment date, his body language turns into a legal boundary. Am I walking out of here tonight, or do I need an attorney? That's not the voice of a man chasing a missing loved one. That's a man suddenly hearing the word timeline in his head. Finally, the most telling part of this segment isn't what he says about Stephanie. It's what he says about himself. I got her away from shady people. I changed her life. I did everything I could. I used the same techniques you guys use. That's the rescuer identity. It's powerful in an interrogation because it reframes him as the protector in the story, not the person detectives are trying to place at the last known point. But it also creates a quiet contradiction. The more he emphasizes how serious her condition was, pills, passing out, near death, zombie state, the more the obvious question returns. If you believed she was truly in danger, why wasn't your behavior urgent and documented when she vanished?
Was there anything you found in her purse that would make you think anything was wrong? Like, it's weird.
Yeah, for me, she quit smoking. She quit smoking, but she had vapes in there. And the vapes were on and off. I thought that was odd.
Yeah.
I thought that, looking in there, seeing that she had her wallet and cards in there, I thought that was odd, but she's done that before when she's called people up to get picked up.
Mm-hmm.
That's all stuff that she's done before, including the note that she put in the car. And it wasn't a note. You'll find it. It's right underneath the passenger car mat, I believe.
You put it under the passenger car mat?
I didn't put it there. She did.
Well, you pulled it out to read it, and your dad read it, right?
Yeah, I didn't notice it until the same day that I found the purse in the back.
Right. And then you read it, and then your dad read it.
Yeah.
And then you put it back underneath the...
Yeah, I just kept it in the car because... what does a person do in a situation like that? I'm thinking it's going to look stupid if I throw stuff away, so I'm going to leave it the way it was in case for whatever reason somebody has to read it or whatever.
Yeah.
That's my logical thinking.
Did she leave anything other than the purse in the truck? Do you remember?
No, just the purse. Had I saw the purse and the note together, I would have called the police right away, most likely. But I didn't. And I didn't hear... my gut feeling was that her mom was going to pick her up because she had a prescription ready that day. So my gut feeling was that she was playing the game of having her mom go get the prescription so she could take, so nobody would help her take her doses like she was supposed to. Okay? It's not, my dad's done it, but my dad's a pharmacist, by the way, and after a while he would not even fill her prescriptions anymore because he got so scared. Okay? Me, Layla, her parents were supposed to, I really don't know how cooperative her parents were about that because I didn't talk about it. She told me that they did, but I had a feeling that she was lying about that.
Sure.
But with me, I would give her prescriptions as prescribed, period. Because I cared about her, okay? And I've seen what happened to her when she was taking too many pills.
Yeah.
And that's the last thing I needed was, for her to OD with me, with just like you guys said, that I'm known as being armed. Well, how is that going to look if...
Well, I mean, it looks like she overdosed and you called 911 to help. That's how it would look. Who cares about you being flagged for having a gun if this girl overdosed, right? Like, we get what it looks like.
Me, I'm a little paranoid, so I start thinking that, somehow I'm going to get blamed for it.
And if she would ever overdose while she's at your house or with you wherever, calling 911 is really the best. Like, even, if it was too far gone to help, I mean, calling is...
Okay, I'll rephrase that. What I did is, when her breathing wasn't, I would stay up and I would shake her and I would make sure she wouldn't take any more medication. What I was saying is, I was scared to death that I would wake up next to a dead body.
I would agree with that.
And then somebody saying, oh, well, you gave it to her, you did this, or you did that.
So the day that she wasn't in the truck when you come back, at what point did you start worrying?
It started really worrying when I thought, okay, after I drove, by the way, this wouldn't be the first time that I drove looking for her.
No, I got you.
I thought, okay, she's gonna get her medications, and then she's gonna call me, and then she's gonna say she's sorry. I'll have you, Layla, Layla's on the picture now, but Layla used to help with that, monitor my meds again, because I don't want you calling me, my doctor. I don't know how many times I threatened to call a doctor or the police or whatever. I started getting worried when I saw a text on the phone saying that the medication was ready to get picked up.
Is this the same day? Is this the next day?
This is it was supposed to be the next day, but I didn't get to the pharmacy till another day after.
Okay.
So I went and picked up the medication, and then I thought to myself, well, probably be getting a phone call soon from her. From her parents.
To get her meds.
Yeah, to get her meds. And then I thought, strange. Maybe she finally did what she was going to say and go in and quit. For a minute there, she started saying, you know what? Maybe I'll just go in and get off these meds and see if they can lower even my seizure medication, because even my dad said she was on such a high dose of seizure medication that she couldn't even go a day without that medication. She would start shaking and going into seizures.
Okay.
So then I thought, well, maybe she's in treatment, but I don't know if I can call them mental health. I don't even think they'll tell me if she's in there. And then I thought, I really didn't know what to think. I thought, well, maybe she's probably got some pills stashed at her parents' house from the last situation. When I found the purse and I found the note, that's when I started thinking, oh no, this ain't good. And that's the truth.
Yeah.
This is where Matthew does something psychologically common, but strategically dangerous. He turns evidence into normal. Detectives ask a simple question. Anything in her purse that made you think something was wrong? Matthew offers tiny oddities, vapes after quitting smoking, wallet and cards left behind, then immediately neutralizes them. She's done that before. That's a pattern in his language. Every red flag gets downgraded into routine behavior because routine behavior doesn't demand an urgent response, and urgency creates a paper trail. Then comes the note under the car mat again, and the detail that matters isn't where it was, it's what he says he did with it. He admits he read it, his dad read it, and then he put it back and kept it in the car because he didn't want to throw stuff away and look stupid. That's not how worried partners talk. That's how people talk when they're thinking about how scenes will be interpreted later, almost like he's preloading an explanation for why an incriminating-looking item stayed exactly where it was. And listen closely to the counterfactual excuse. Had I saw the purse and the note together, I would have called the police right away, most likely. That's a convenient safety raft. He builds a specific imaginary scenario where he becomes the responsible guy, while still defending why he didn't act in reality. It's retroactive urgency, credit for concern without action to prove it. Then the detectives poke the heart of it. If she overdosed around you, you call 911. Matthew's response is the tell. He doesn't argue medical logic. He argues optics. How is that going to look? I'm a little paranoid. I start thinking I'm going to get blamed for it. That's the theme of this entire interview in one sentence. Not, help me find Stephanie, but protect me from being the suspect. He's not oriented toward rescue. He's oriented toward liability.
So you said once you do the car wash thing, right? That's when you find the purse and you take it in the house, in your house, your apartment. So
Where do you get your car washed?
Over in, it's got a hand washer. You put it install it.
Arcadian?
Mm-hmm.
By John Root That's where you go?
Yeah.
All right.
So when you had just your purse or whatever, did you just like sling it over your shoulder when you brought it in, or did you have a bunch of stuff with you, or like what? That was the only thing she had, right? In your car?
I don't think that would prove that.
Well, right, I get, yeah. I mean,
That sounded a little funny.
yeah. That did sound wrong. You didn't sling it over your shoulder like a purse, but you just carried it in his own home.
How long are you going to keep the truck? How am I going to get back tonight?
You know what?
How am I going to get back home tonight?
The deputy's going to give you a ride back. That's why he's still hanging out here.
Is that the truth?
Yeah, he has no other reason to just sit there and take up space.
Really?
Yeah.
Is my apartment torn apart?
Yeah, we went through some things, so yeah.
Nothing's broken.
Did you take anything?
A couple items, but it's not as messy. I would say it's a little messier than how you left it. Okay.
Can I ask what you took? Why not find out?
Yeah, but there, I don't even know. There was a list they were putting together, what was taken.
Yeah. It's mainly stuff for her. Trying to figure out where she is or what would lead us to.
Well, yeah, because you shouldn't be taking any of my stuff.
We're focusing
Yeah,
on stuff.
because she had a few items of clothes there.
Okay.
That were in the closet.
Okay.
Some of them that were bought recently when she was up in the Dells, and she had one little section in front of my bed where she would keep her clothes, and that's where I put her purse.
All right.
Other than that, there's
Any of her electronics, anything like that?
the iPad she used. She would keep there. Sometimes she'd take it with her. The phone, our two phones are kind of linked on the same plan, so
Okay. What do you mean? I'm sorry. Linked on the same plan?
they're linked on the same plan.
So it's, both your lines are through T-Mobile, right?
Exactly.
Just like a family plan kind of thing or whatever?
Right,
Yeah.
right. So that we both use both phones.
You guys share, like you exchange phones?
We just got a new, whatever it is. She was all excited about it. The new Samsung 22 lightning, so she was using that
Okay.
most of the time, and that was sitting right in my room, on my dresser.
Gotcha. All right.
I had nothing on there that I have to hide.
On her phone?
On any phone, anything.
Right. I gotcha.
It's just if you don't know something, what do you know that she's missing? Can I ask a few questions? Because
Of course.
this is you have to know something if you're concerned about her phone. I mean, yes, it's something's not right that she hasn't texted or called.
Right.
But what else do you know?
With regards to what?
Did something happen to her?
We're trying to figure that out. Okay? That's why we're talking to you, to see when the last time you spoke with her or last time you saw her. And the circumstances of where you guys were, where we should be looking.
What happened to her?
I don't have any reason to believe something happened to her.
You know, me and her at one time were very close.
Okay.
I got a really bad feeling.
Right now, or when you found the purse, or when?
No, I had a really bad feeling the last couple of days.
Okay. I mean, what's the longest, you said it's been a few weeks since you've seen her, correct? Okay. You said that's normal or not normal for her?
It's not normal this long, although we have gone for periods of time not talking. I mean, not seeing each other, but generally always getting a text or, hey, how you doing, or something like that.
Yeah. Have you talked to anybody about your concerns with her?
Well, yeah, I mean, me and my dad are close, and he just keeps telling me, you gotta stop worrying about it. Her mental illness is not you. You can't beat yourself up over it. You can't. You can only do so much for somebody. And
All right. So, John, you understand?
do you think she's?
John, I thought you John, sir.
Do you think she was taken?
I don't know. You understand that when we do, like when we take investigation seriously, so we pull out all the strings on resources and try to figure out if somebody went missing, when they went missing, where they went missing from, who they talked to, who saw them.
So you're regular sheriffs.
Washoe County Sheriff, yeah.
What do you all investigate?
Everything.
So you're a homicide detective?
No, our department's not specialized enough to have a homicide division. Why do you think homicide?
Well, I'm just thinking that, I hope you're not thinking that I did something or I made her disappear or something. I'm just asking, if you're homicide, then...
No. Like I said again, we haven't sat here and accused you of anything, okay? We're just asking questions about her whereabouts.
When people feel threatened, they don't just answer questions, they start running security checks. Detectives offer him a ride home, and he doesn't say thank you. He asks, "Is that the truth?" That one line tells you his baseline state in this room. He's not collaborating, he's vetting. He's constantly scanning for a trap, for a hidden agenda, for the moment the tone changes. And when he asks, "Is my apartment torn apart?" and "Did you take anything?" he's not asking like someone desperate for answers. He's asking like someone auditing a search. Notice the pattern. Every time the detectives approach tangible, verifiable items, purse placement, electronics, phones, Matthew reverts to the same defensive slogan, "I had nothing to hide." It's performative innocence again. Truly safe people don't need to narrate their innocence. They just stay in the facts. He's advertising nothing to hide, while simultaneously obsessing over what was taken, what was seen, and how it's going to look. The most revealing shift happens when the detective explains why they care about her phone, because it helps locate her. Matthew doesn't lean into the search. He leans into the meta question. What else do you know? Did something happen to her? That's not information seeking for rescue. It's evidence seeking for self-positioning. He's trying to measure the depth of the water before he takes the next step. Then he does the same thing we've seen earlier. He jumps ahead to the most severe frame on his own. So you're homicide detectives then? And, even more telling, I hope you're not thinking that I did something, made her disappear. Detectives didn't label it that way. He did. It's anticipatory defense again, dragging the conversation to the worst-case accusation so he can swat at it early and laugh it off. This segment isn't about what Matthew knows. It's about what his mind keeps circling. Access, searches, optics, and escalation. A worried partner keeps pulling detectives toward where to look. Matthew keeps pulling them toward what you have on me.
That's her going out.
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course you're going to have pictures going in and out.
That's her going out to the truck.
And I told you I saw it.
I'm just showing you some stuff, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right? That's her walking out to the truck, okay?
That's the purse, right?
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
first.
A couple of minutes later, you're walking out over here, and the truck drives away, and you guys go off to the appointment and everything. I think you guys went to Quick Trip. Does that sound familiar?
I don't recall.
But you went to your appointment that day at 8:30, right? Okay. All right. Okay. This is where we need to figure out something because it doesn't make any sense. All right. That's you coming back the same day at 11:14. Okay. Hold on. Listen, Matt. You're holding her water bottle, and Matt. Okay. That's you going upstairs wearing the same shirt you have on now. Okay. This is the same day. And at 12:29, so less than an hour later, you walk in, and that's her purse in the bag. Okay? So this whole story, Matt, about...
That's her purse in the bag.
Yes, Matt. So the whole story about finding the purse in the truck later makes it wouldn't have happened because
No.
Matt, that's her purse in a plastic bag, okay, that you carried inside after you carried her water bottle in. That she walked, Matt, look. You see? That's her water bottle, and that's her purse, okay? You walk in with her water bottle, you go
Well,
upstairs.
what time is this?
12 when you got home, Matt.
Yeah, that's when I came back from my appointment.
Right. So you carried in her water bottle and her purse that same day. This is the 23rd, the same day. This isn't a week or two later at the car wash where you found it in the back seat with a note that you then read and then stuck underneath the floor mat. Matt.
That's not her purse in the bag.
It is her purse.
No,
Matt.
that's closed.
It's closed, Matt?
That's closed.
Who's closed?
Yeah. That's clothes I had in the back. That's not a purse.
It is her purse, Matt.
No, it's not. It's not. That's not her purse.
How do you figure, Matt?
Because it's not. That's a bag.
Can I show you something?
That's a bag of clothes.
I'm going to show you something, Matt, okay? The old spoon. Here, Matt.
See, I knew you guys were going to
No,
do this.
Matt, but what the problem is...
I knew you guys were going to do this. That's why
Nobody's doing anything. You're the one
showing you an
Look at that. Can I show you something? That's her purse right there, right? You see that?
Yeah.
You see that? Yeah.
If I was
What
so
is
worried,
this?
if I was
Matt,
so
Matt,
worried
Matt.
about the purse.
That's her purse. Okay? So we're not going to play games about it's not her purse. It is her purse. Okay? We know it's her purse. We also know that her phone went with her out to where you guys went for your appointment, and then it came back with you. We know this. So you saying the phone stayed at her apartment? We're asking you to be honest with us and help us, okay? But if you're going to tell us stories about going to a car wash and finding her purse in there a week later, it doesn't make sense. None of it does. What happened? It'd be one thing if she had some type of drug overdose, okay? And you're doing something, We don't know.
Regardless, I have nothing to do with what happened to her.
What happened to
So
her?
that purse,
What happened?
that purse and water bottle ain't.
Matt, what happened?
That purse and water bottle ain't. Okay, that's not going to prove anything.
We're not here.
That's not going to prove or disprove anything.
Agreed.
Matt,
Okay.
what happened to her? Only you can tell us.
I don't know what happened to her. I don't know what happened to her.
Why were you at the place on the 9th? You didn't have an appointment that day.
I was? Yeah, I did. I had a.
No, you did not. You had one on the 6th and the 12th.
I had a doctor's appointment on the 9th. An orthopedic associate. What do you mean, what place?
You had an appointment on September 6th and September 12th.
I had an appointment on September 9th at orthopedic associate.
At what time, Matt?
See,
I'm just asking you what time.
This is what you're trying to do.
I'm not
Now you're trying to get slipped. You're trying to pin whatever was found over in that area on me.
Why would you associate anything we found over there on you?
Because I was there.
When?
I was there on the 9th. I had a doctor's appointment every
See, that's
1
August
o'clock.
23rd,
I
correct?
saw the crime lab there. They were there by 11 o'clock. Everybody in there was talking about it.
Who did you see at 1 o'clock over there?
The doctor.
Who?
Dr. Shu.
Did you have an appointment?
Yes. I had
Was it pre-planned or did you call it in?
This was scheduled.
So you had a scheduled appointment on the 9th of September at 1 p.m. with Dr. Shu.
Yeah.
Okay. Why do you think something happened to her? Or why are you associating that with her?
Why are you getting so aggressive about this?
I'm not getting aggressive.
See, you're changing tactics. See, this is why I shouldn't have even tried to explain this to you.
Man, it's our job to point out inconsistencies, okay? So when you tell me you found her purse a week or two later while cleaning out the truck, and then you found a note under it that talked about supposedly about her alluding to which you then showed your dad.
She's got another purse.
I understand, but you're telling me you found this note and then
She's got another purse.
Matt, but listen.
She's got another purse. She's got a gray.
That's not the purse we're talking about, Matt. What I'm talking about.
How do you know which purse was I was talking about?
I'm talking about the purse in the photos, Matt. And when I'm talking about the note, you said you found a note.
Maybe. Yeah, but that's not the purse that I was talking about. That's not the purse that I found in the back seat.
Okay. You found
the purse that I found in the back seat was it's a gray strap-on bag.
Okay, so
that purse doesn't mean nothing.
So this black purse is the one you brought in the day that she went missing?
Yeah, that was in the car. That was in the
Where
car.
in the car?
In the front. In the front. And the other purse I found in the back. It's a shoulder bag purse.
Matt, you understand, not too long ago I asked you what property she left in the truck, and you said nothing. She didn't leave anything. You said she left her phone at home, okay? You said she left nothing in there. You went looking around, nothing, okay? And then a week later, or 2 weeks later, you found her purse.
I honestly don't recall everything. I don't know. The phone might have been in the car.
Well, you said that she...
Why?
Matt, you said that you told her when you went to your appointment that I'll text you, and she said, no, I left my phone in the house. That's what you said before.
Mm-hmm.
That I'll text you.
Yeah, you said, I'll text you when I'm in there or something, and she said, no, I left my phone at the house, or your apartment, rather. That's what you told us a little while ago.
No, I couldn't text her because I had the phone.
You had your phone. You said you were going to text her. You said that she then said,
you know what?
I left the phone.
If you're gonna charge me. I didn't do anything. I can't.
You're the only one who can give us info about her.
I can't be
so
honest.
we can get answers to her family.
I can't be honest anymore.
What do you mean you can't be honest? You've been honest.
I can't be
You
honest
haven't been honest
because
with us,
you keep everything that
We're
I say.
not twisting anything you say.
Keep twisting.
All we're doing is pointing out the inconsistencies on what you're saying.
Because I can't remember everything exactly.
Okay, but remembering what somebody had for lunch a week ago is different from remembering, this is the last time you've known this woman most of your adult life, correct? Right? You have a daughter in common, supposedly, like you said. You don't know, you can't prove it. You view her as your daughter.
I didn't do nothing.
We didn't accuse you of anything.
I didn't do nothing to this girl, regardless of the purse, regardless of the purses, regardless of the stupid water bottle. That water bottle was left in and out of the truck. There's so much crap going in and out of that truck half the time, I don't remember.
If you carried her purse in from the car, why did you put it in a plastic bag?
That's it.
And why did you go in an exit that you didn't use earlier?
I can use.
I know you can. But explain to me why you would have to conceal a purse in a plastic bag.
I can use any exit I want. And hypothetically, if I did move a purse, I would not want to be walking around with a purse looking strange.
Why would you look strange carrying a purse? It's not over your
because
shoulders.
I'm a man.
You can hold it with your
because
hand.
I'm a man.
I'm a man. I put my daughter's Disney backpack on my back.
Okay, I have to get an attorney.
Okay, Matthew.
I'm trying.
I don't think you are. No, you're not. You're lying.
This is the moment the interview stops being a story and becomes a collision with reality. When detectives put the August 23rd surveillance in front of him, Stephanie leaving, getting into the truck, and then him returning later with her water bottle and a bag containing her purse, Matthew doesn't lean in to help solve the contradiction. He tries to dissolve it. First, he goes to automatic agreement. Of course, I told you guys so, until he realizes the photos don't support him. They box him in. Then the denials start getting oddly specific. That's not her purse. That's clothes. This is classic last-ditch deception. When the big lie collapses, the mind reaches for smaller semantic exits. Bag versus purse, black purse versus gray purse, front seat versus back seat, anything that creates just enough confusion to delay consequence. And when detectives keep tightening the loop, notice what he blurts. I can't be honest anymore. That line matters because it isn't I'm overwhelmed or I don't remember. It frames honesty as something he can no longer afford. Truth as a choice, not a default. And right on cue, when there's nowhere left to move, he reaches for the only escape hatch that stops the questions. I have to get an attorney. And that's the end point here. No clarity, no cooperation, just damage control. In the end, the question from the beginning doesn't change. If he isn't searching for Stephanie, what does he already know? Because once the cameras and data started talking, the story stopped being about what Matthew said and became about what the evidence showed. Stephanie leaves with the purse and the pink bottle. She gets into his truck, and he comes back without her, carrying the bottle and bringing her belongings inside. And that's the cruel reality of this kind of case. Sometimes there isn't one perfect piece of proof. There's just 100 small things that all point the same direction. A timeline full of gaps, belongings left behind without explanation, details that keep shifting when they're tested. In September 2023, Matthew Paul was charged with first-degree intentional homicide and hiding a corpse. The trial began in late October 2025. On November 4th, 2025, a jury found him guilty on both counts. And on November 11th, 2025, he was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, plus 7.5 years on the hiding a corpse charge, and ordered to pay restitution. Stephanie didn't just vanish. Someone was there when she was last seen, and the man who should have been searching was doing everything he could to keep the truth hidden. If you found this breakdown valuable, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos.